Hi, I'm Graham. Welcome back to Man vs Film, and here are 10 fantastic movies for you to check out this month on Netflix. Let's get started. Number 10, Begin Again. Greta and her longtime boyfriend Dave are college sweethearts and songwriting partners, but when Dave lands a deal with a major label, the trappings of his newfound fame soon tempt him to stray. Lovelorn Greta is left on her own. Her world takes a turn for the better when Dan, a disgraced record label exec, stumbles upon her performing in the East Village stage and is immediately captivated by her raw talent. Begin Again is one of these movies that I keep going back to because it's so enjoyable. It looks, and even the trailer alludes to it being a romantic comedy, which is not. It's more a case of these two characters who are both kind of damaged in their own way, coming together and helping to repair each other, to make each other better. When you get Keira Knightley and Mark Ruffalo and a host of other fantastic actors throughout this, you get a really enjoyable tale of just these people galvanising together to create something, to make something magical because they want to, because it's their passion and they're driven to. It's so much fun, so endearing that I want to revisit it often because I have so much fun with this film. Number 9, The Nutty Professor. Brilliant and obese scientist Sherman Klump invents a miraculous weight loss solution. After a date with a chemistry student, Carla Purty, goes badly, the depressed Klump tries the solution on himself. Though he instantly loses 250 pounds, the side effects include a second personality, an obnoxious, self-assertive braggart who calls himself Buddy Love. Buddy proves to be the more popular than Sherman, but his arrogance and his bad behaviour quickly spirals out of control. I hadn't seen The Nutty Professor in years and I just loved going back into this. Eddie Murphy gives a fantastic performance. Actually, several fantastic performances throughout the movie. His alter ego of Buddy Love is obnoxious and harsh and over the top, but that's the character. The facet he plays with all of the Klump family is wonderful, and the dinner sequences where everybody is pretty much Eddie Murphy, with the exception of one character, is just downright hilarious and so much fun. It's quick, it's easy, it's one of those nostalgic movies that I hadn't seen in quite a number of years and I really enjoyed going back to. Number 8, The Last Stand. Sheriff Owen is a man who has resigned himself to the life of fighting what little crime takes place in the sleepy border town of Somerton. After a spectacular escape from an FBI prisoner convoy, the most notorious wanted drug kingpin in the hemisphere is hurtling towards the border at 200 miles per hour in a specially outfitted car with a hostage and a fierce army of gang members. He is headed, as it turns out, straight for Somerton. Arnold Schwarzenegger returned to the big screen in The Last Stand, a movie that doesn't quite get the credit it deserves. It's old school Arnie action, it's fun, it's throwaway, completely disposable, but it's highly entertaining. You get some side characters, there's not really too many surprises, but you get some fun one-liners, you get plenty of action, and it kills 90 minutes. Number 7, The Hustle. Josephine is a glamorous, seductive British woman who has a penchant for defrauding gullible men out of their money. Into her well-ordered, meticulous world comes Penny, a cunning and fun-loving Australian woman who loves to swindle unsuspecting marks. Despite their different methods, the two grifters soon join forces for the ultimate score, a young and naive tech billionaire who's holidaying in the south of France. I recently watched this and was kind of enjoying it until I realised it was a remake of Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. Now, that's doing a little bit of a disservice to this movie. It's never going to be as good as that classic in my eyes, but this is entertaining, has plenty of laughs, has some nice characters and setups. It's a quick 90 minutes and it's a fun movie that you can just switch off and enjoy. Looks great, great characters, funny moments, well worth a good night's entertainment. Number 6, 13 Sins. Elliot is a bright, meek salesman, drowning in debt and desperate as he's about to marry the love of his life. Upon receiving a phone call informing him that he is on a hidden camera game show where he must execute 13 tasks to receive a total cash prize of 6.2 million, Elliot dismissively follows through with the first two instructions, only to find that the money is put in his account. He gets told he can leave at any point, but as the money starts to rack up, things become increasingly dangerous. 13 Sins is a great movie, and it kind of falls into plot lines that we've seen done before, but what I liked most is I really liked Elliot. It has some twists and turns, and I like the way that slowly that line in the sand is rubbed out as he pushes forward with things that he would never have done before it gets to crazier, more exuberant things that really do test his mettle and some of the machinations of the people behind this game show. It's really fun. It's something we may have seen before, but it's good entertainment with some good performances. Number 5, Thriller. Years after a childhood prank goes horribly wrong, some South Central Los Angeles teens find themselves terrorised during homecoming weekend by a killer who is hell-bent on revenge. I really like Thriller, even though I know deep down it's not a great movie. But if, like me, you're a huge fan of slashers of the 80s, this brings those tropes back to life. It follows the beats, the story points, pretty meticulously as it just becomes a modern day slasher movie. Some of the characters are a little bit interesting. Most of them are bland ciphers who we know are going to be murdered. There's a little bit of twist at the end of who the killer is. It's just a typical slasher movie. If you love that genre, you'll probably find something here to enjoy. If you're not a fan of slashers, you may want to avoid this one. Number 4, Bloodline. Evan takes his job as a social worker at a high school very seriously. Maybe too seriously. It won't be long before his wife Lauren starts to become suspicious of her husband's activities, all loaded with violence, and the couple will soon spiral out of control. Sean William Scott stars as our lead character here, who has homicidal tendencies. As a social worker, he listens to kids at his school telling them some of the atrocities that their guardians are putting upon them, and he sees himself as judge, jury and executioner. It's a strange change of roles for Sean William Scott, but I think he does pretty well here, and an almost Dexter-like role. Now sure, Dexter did it better, but this one is interesting if you're missing your fix after the demise of that TV show. Number 3, Girl on the Third Floor. A deeply flawed ex-lawyer named Dawn, seeking a new start in life, purchases a rundown old house in the suburbs of Chicago with the intent of fixing it up to provide himself and his pregnant wife Liz a new life away from the city. He moves into the home ahead of her, determined to begin renovating. He learns through his new neighbours that the house has a sordid past and begins experiencing supernatural events within the home. This is a really creepy horror movie that is low budget but doesn't feel as if it is. It has just a couple of characters. It's set within this dilapidated house that has all these little hidey holes and strange things going on, and it creates a fantastic mood and atmosphere. It has twists and turns throughout the movie, but it's held by a great performance and some amazingly fantastic special effects that are gruesome, horrible and just wonderful to see come to life on camera. Number 2, Lady Bird. Christine Lady Bird McPherson is a high school senior from the wrong side of the tracks. She longs for adventure, sophistication and an opportunity, but finds none of that in her Sacramento Catholic high school. Lady Bird follows the title character's senior year in high school, including her first romance, her participation in the school play, and most importantly, her applying for college. Lady Bird is just one of those perfect movies. It's 90 minutes, it's quick, it delves into this life of a character and tells you a full aspect of this turning point in her life. And it does nothing wrong whatsoever. It's just wonderful to experience the life and times of Lady Bird as she kind of butts head with her mum, her friends, her first boyfriend, everybody actually, until she realises that she doesn't know everything. That people are trying to help her because they have a little bit more world experience than what she does. But it's just an effortlessly fun and engaging movie that I cannot praise highly enough. Number 1, Uncut James. Howard Ratner is a once successful New York gems dealer whose gambling addiction has left his family and career in shambles, and him hundreds of thousands in debt. Always looking for the next big bet, Howard thinks he finally hit it big when he discovers a rare uncut rock of Ethiopian gems. Truly a fantastic piece of work. Adam Sandler is amazing in the Safdie Brothers follow-up to Good Time, a movie I've recommended several times on this segment that I do. I think this movie is anxiety-inducing terror as we watch Howard constantly throw away every bit of goodwill that he has built up as he constantly gives in to his vices, and it is wonderfully hard to watch. You really get drawn into this character. You're hoping that the best things happen to him, even though every decision he makes looks to be the wrong one. This is a wonderful movie. So there we have it. 10 great films for you to check out this month. I hope you find something there that you want to watch. Let me know in the comment box if there's anything I should be checking out on Netflix. And I'll see you next time for another Top 10. Thanks for watching.